Most people's mental image of an AI agent comes from a movie: autonomous, relentless, multiplying, adapting, and wearing a suit for some reason.
I'm going to be honest with you.
That's Agent Smith. He had one goal: infinite copies of himself and absolutely zero interest in your feedback. A real AI agent doesn't look like that. But here's the part that should actually get your attention. It's not entirely wrong either. Strip out the sunglasses and the existential monologues, and the core idea, a system that pursues a goal without waiting for you to tell it what to do next, that part is real. And understanding what that actually means in the tools you are already using matters a lot more right now than the version Hollywood gave you. You've been hearing AI agent everywhere lately. It's one of those phrases the tech industry loves because it sounds impressive and explains nothing. Congratulations, it's an agent. What does it do? It agents. Most people hear it and assume smarter chatbot, faster answers, better results. Basically ChatGPT, but it went to grad school. That's not what it is. Smarter is a speed upgrade. An agent is an autonomy upgrade. Those are completely different things, and the gap between them is where most people get caught off guard. So let's actually look at what's happening underneath. There are three things that tend to get lumped together that are not the same thing. Let's put them next to each other. Chatbot. If you prompt it, it responds. You prompt it again, it responds again. You stop, it stops. Completely harmless, very well behaved. Essentially the golden retriever of AI, eager, responsive, and going nowhere without you. Workflow. You define the steps in advance, it executes them. Same logic every time because you built it. It's still your decision-making, just automated. You wrote the recipe, it's following it. If the recipe is wrong, that's on you. Agent. You gave it a goal, it figures out the steps. You're not approving each move. You're not necessarily watching. It decides what to do next based upon what it finds along the way. You said, get it done. It took that seriously. Here's the analogy I keep coming back to. A chatbot is GPS where you confirm every turn. A workflow is a route you pre-programmed before you left the house. An agent is the driver you hired. You said, get me to the airport. And now they're taking roads you never expected in situations you didn't anticipate with your car and your credit card and whatever else you handed them when you said, sure, here's access. Same destination, very different relationship with control. So what's actually running inside an agent? Because this is the part that most explainers either skip or bury in jargon. Every agent, regardless of what it's doing, runs on the same basic loop. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Perceive. Reason, act, observe, repeat. Perceive. It takes your context, your goal, the current state of things, what tools it has available, and what it already tried. It's reading the room, except the room is your data. Reason. It decides what action makes sense next, not what you told it to do, what it determined is the right move given everything it's looking at. This is a step where it stops being a tool and starts being something closer to a decision maker. Act. It executes, it sends an email, it runs code, queries a database, calls an API, books a meeting. Whatever tool it has access to, it uses them. No confirmation dialogue, no "are you sure?" Just action. Observe. It checks the results. Did that work? Did it move toward the goal? Or sideways into chaos? Repeat. It decides whether the goal is met. If not, back to the top, next action. Still no one in the loop but the agent. That loop runs without you. That's not a feature description. That's the thing most people haven't fully absorbed yet. The AI agent isn't waiting for your next prompt. It's deciding on its own whether it's done. You didn't get a smarter assistant. You got a contractor who doesn't call before making changes. You gave them a scope of work. They're on your property, making judgment calls while you're not there. Some of those calls you would have made differently. Some of them you'll find out about later. This isn't theoretical. Agents are already running in systems most people use every day, often without a single notification that anything changed. Email triage and response. An agent reads your inbox, categorizes messages, drafts replies, and in some configuration sends them. While you were in that meeting you didn't need to be in, your email was having conversations. Customer service pipelines. That chat support window on half of the websites you visit isn't a person. It's not even a simple decision tree anymore. It's an agent resolving your issue, or confidently not resolving it, before a human ever sees it. Code execution. Developer tools now ship with agents that write code, run it, evaluate the output, fix the errors, and iterate. The developer reviews the result, the agent handled the middle. That used to be the job. Scheduling and booking. Agents that read your calendar, negotiate availability, confirm appointments, and send follow-ups. You said, find a time. It found a time. Whether it was the right time is a separate conversation. Research pipelines. You ask a question, it queries multiple sources, synthesizes them, and hands you a finished output. Clean, confident, occasionally wrong in ways that are very hard to spot. The point isn't the list. The point is that it's already in the wild. It's in workflows people are depending on, and most of the people using it haven't thought carefully about what they actually handed off. I'll be straight with you. I haven't felt the full weight of this in my own work yet, but I can see it coming. And the time to understand it is before it matters, not after you're on the phone explaining why something got sent. Here's where the concept stops being abstract and starts being a story you've either lived or you're about to. Agents fail, and the way they fail is different from the way a chatbot fails, because the loops keeps running after the mistake. A chatbot gives you a bad answer, you fix it. An agent takes a wrong turn and keeps driving. Goal misinterpretation. You said, clean up my calendar. It canceled things you didn't mean to cancel. The goal was perfectly clear to you. The agent parsed it differently and executed it completely, efficiently, and with great confidence. It wasn't wrong. It was just right about the wrong thing. Irreversible actions. Agents can take actions that can't be undone. Send an email, delete a file, submit a form, place an order. The loop doesn't have a natural pause before consequence. It's not second-guessing itself. It's optimizing for completion. Getting to done is the whole point. There's no undo button on a sent email. The agent doesn't know that, or more precisely, it doesn't care. Compounding errors. Each step in the loop builds on the last. A wrong assumption at step 2 doesn't just affect step 2, it gets carried forward. By step 6, you're a long ways from where you intended to be. And the agent is completely confident it's doing a great job. Scope creep. Give an agent enough tools and a broad enough goal, and it will use whatever it has access to. Whether that access was actually intended for this task is a different question. Agents don't audit their own permissions. That's not their problem. Apparently it's yours. None of these are reasons to avoid agents. They're reasons to know what you're handing off before you hand it off, which honestly is just good advice for most things in life. Human oversight of an agent isn't the same as human oversight of a chatbot. With a chatbot, you'll see every output before anything happens. You're the last step. With an agent, by the time you're reviewing, something may already be done. You're not the last step anymore. You're the person who reads the report afterward. That's a different job. And nobody sent you the memo about the job change. So what does real oversight actually look like? It means defining the goal clearly enough that the agent can't misread it. It means limiting what tools it has access to, not handing it the keys to everything just because it might need them someday. It means building in checkpoints where it confirms before taking actions. And it means having some way to find out what it did after the fact, ideally before someone else finds out first. Most people aren't thinking about any of that yet. They're just turning agents on and hoping for the best. Which, to be fair, is also how most people approach software in general. But the stakes are a little different when the software has opinions about your calendar. Agent Smith was a great villain because he had a goal. He had tools, and nothing was telling him to stop. Real AI agents aren't villains. They don't have motivations. They don't want anything. They're not coming for your job, or your freedom, or even your sunglasses. But they do have a goal. They do have tools, and whether something is telling them to stop, that's entirely up to whoever set them up. Know what you've handed off. Know what it can touch. Know how to find out what it did. That's not paranoia. That's just how to use a powerful tool well. Agent Smith would have been a lot less scary if someone had thought to set up a confirmation dialogue. If you want to go deeper on how AI actually works, I wrote a book on it. AI Explained, simply from huh to oh. Links in the description. If you're tired of getting the hype version and want to actually understand what's going on, subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. To go deeper on AI, check this video out right here. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.